A wise man once said, "You don't want to lose your memory." And unfortunately, there's a couple of things out there that we just don't want to get. And it's happening to too many Americans, like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And it's happening at a incredible rate. Guys, there's a technology out there right now that can help our brain function. Brain health is so important to longevity. But guys, today I have a doctor on, Dr. Harmon, who's going to explain the importance of brain health.
Dr. John Harmon. I wrote the book called How to Reverse Aging, a comprehensive guide to copper peptides. And today I want to talk to you about the brain health. Um, One of my goals in life is that I want to remember who I am. You probably have some similar goals, that you don't want to be meeting a new person in your house every 15 minutes. We have to pay close attention to our brain health. And any conversation about the brain, especially this one, when we're going to be talking about neurodegenerative diseases, dementia, Alzheimer's, we have to spend a few minutes talking about cholesterol. 75% of our brain is made of cholesterol, myelin. 75% of our brain is made of myelin. Myelin is made of cholesterol. Think of myelin as the insulation around wiring in your house. You can't have bare copper wires transmitting electricity, can you? We have to have something around the wire in order to transmit a message. If anyone listening to this call, or anyone you know of and hold dearly and love dearly, is taking a statin drug, not much of what I'm about to tell you is going to help, because statin drugs shut off our ability to make cholesterol. And by the way, when we're on that topic, ask yourself why every human in the world would do something so stupid as that our liver would make cholesterol, thinking that cholesterol is harmful. Our liver makes cholesterol for a good reason. One of them is to maintain the health of our brain. We have to have cholesterol to replace the insulation around the wiring, so to speak, in our brain, so they can transmit impulses. If they're not transmitting impulses, what is happening? They're not. And then those nerves, those neurons don't work. So now that we're talking about neurons, well, let me just say one more thing about the cholesterol thing. All of our hormones are made of cholesterol. So if you're blocking your ability to make it, you're not going to have the hormones that you need for your body to function. Keep that in mind. There's more to it. Maybe we can talk about that another time. But today I want to talk to you about brain health. If you've checked the box that you're not using a statin drugs, these things will apply to you much more than someone who is on a statin drug. Here is the importance of the GHK copper peptide. Copper is necessary to make neurons, the ones I was just talking about, synapses, those are the junctions in between the neurons, neurotransmitters, those are the chemicals that propagate a message that's trying to occur in your brain, and a substance called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. What is that? That's a substance your body, your brain needs to make when we do new tasks, when we need to make new neurons. If you do something every day for a specific amount of time, your brain makes decisions. Got a little committee over here. It's, JV's done that every day for at least a minute. He's probably going to want to do it better. Let's make some new neurons, more neurons, so he can do it better with finer control. This is neuroplasticity. So when we're making new neurons, BDNF is involved. So I named 4 things: neurons, Neurotransmitters, synapses, and BDNF all have to have copper in order for our brain to make them. It is the GHK copper peptide that transports copper through the blood-brain barrier where we need it. And then it just holds on to it, say, hey, you need some copper? Here you go. I'm going to go back and get some more. Here you go. I'm going to go back and get some more. We have to have copper to make those things. That's how important it is. So when we look at brain health, we look at maintaining what we have and being able to replace. Now, listen to this. This is a very important statistic for every single person who hears this now and in the future. We lose about 9,000 neurons per day because they're old. Now, it's not a huge percentage of our brain, but we lose about 9,000. Most of us only replace between 2,500 and 4,500 per day. So there's a net loss, isn't there? 9,000 we lose, up to 4,500 we regain. So it's crucial that we don't lose more than that by not having the building blocks to replace the ones we're losing. The GHK copper peptide is essential in neuroregeneration in the literature. And this is what I talk about in my book. There's so much information about how the GHK copper peptide benefits the brain that I had to break it up into 3 chapters. The rest of the organ systems only have 1. Cardiovascular, 1. Working out, 1. Immune system, 1. Skin, 1 chapter. Brain, 3 chapters. So there's a lot of benefit by having an ample supply of the GHK copper peptide in your body, in your bloodstream. It's not just beneficial for the brain, it's a lot of other benefits. So neuroregeneration, repair of damage that's already occurred. That's regrowing neurons that have been lost. We want to replace those. But even more importantly is to maintain what you have, prevent any further degeneration than we might already have. You might say things like, I'd make a decision to go get something and I walk into that room and I forget why I'm here. Or I'm starting to forget, names or can't recall words or different things like these. These are alarms that should be going off. Man, we got to do something. We're at a crossroads here. I can either go back into great health, brain health, or go into that slide into frailty and disability. And now I can't take care of myself. Let me tell you, this is not what I want for myself. So I've been having an ample supply of GHK copper peptide. We can talk about that. There are different ways to get it. You can get an infusion. A friend of mine down the street includes GHK copper peptide in his infusions for his anti-cancer treatments. You can get an injection. You can get a cream or a lotion from a dermatologist because of the benefits for skin. Or you can use an innovative phototherapy patch that signals your body to make more of your own GHK copper peptide. That's it. Those are the 4 ways. And if you're beyond 30, you don't make a lot of it anymore. So it's very important to increase that copper peptide. And this is the way that I've been doing it for 5 years. And it changed the health. It changed my lifespan. I know that 100%. I'm 100% certain about that because I had an issue in my heart as shown on a stress echocardiogram that totally went away. I don't have to deal with that for the rest of my life. And we're specifically talking about brain health today, but I want you to know there are far more benefits. And I have a deep passion for helping people live long, live well, live healthy. And so that's why we're talking about these things. What is more important in the brain? Nothing. The brain's not working. It doesn't matter. You know, if the brain's telling your body it's not time to just digest food, you can take all the digestive enzymes you want, but it won't happen. But it's so important that we're reaching out to people and making these videos so that people get it. How important is it to have this an ample supply of this peptide in the bloodstream? How important it is to have a simple way, inexpensive way to actually do that and be able to maintain your brain health, remember who you are when you're 90, not be meeting a new person in your house every 15 minutes, and be able to function and interact with people until the clock is done for you. We invite you to reach out, find out how you can get this new technology. Didn't exist until about 6 years ago, and get that into your health regimen, get that into your daily routine, your daily routine, and live a healthier, longer life.